Coach John Barnes. Damion Stewart. Take about 10 questions.
Coach, this is Laverne from Carib United FC. Your team came out tonight. Would you say they came out and execute the game plan that you had originally?
Well, going down to 10 men wasn't part of the plan, obviously. We didn't pass the ball, particularly in the first half, as well as I would have liked, as we would have liked, because we do like to keep possession, which we weren't doing. But when things like that don't happen, you look for a reaction and you look to say, how are you going to come back? How are you going to win a match? How are you going to draw a match? And what they showed was a lot of spirit and a lot of heart and a lot of determination. Because not always can you play as you want. So therefore the game plan wasn't executed. But what they showed me in the face of adversity, particularly when they went not only 10 men down, but 2-1 down, was qualities that all football teams need to win matches.
Would you say you had to make major adjustment at halftime coming out?
Yes, because we had to change everything. We went to 3 at the back, and then and of course, when you make an adjustment going down to 10 men when the score is 1-1, it's slightly different when you then go 2-1 down. When you go make an adjustment when it's 1-1 to try and keep the game tight, maybe draw the game, then you go 2-1 down, that makes it even more difficult. So the players were unbelievable in my mind, because to come back from 2-1 when we weren't playing particularly well, we weren't playing with confidence, but then to come back showed a lot of mettle.
Coach, 2 questions. One is, in the first half, I thought that we didn't, in terms of our upfront play, we weren't as purposeful as we should have been. Do you share that opinion? And secondly, what is your impression on the local-based players who got the opportunity to show themselves?
Well, first of all, I would say that it had nothing to do with our upfront play. It had to do with the way we pass the ball. And unless we're going to pass the ball and keep the ball to be able to give our strikers good service or provide opportunities for them, there were just a lot of hopeful balls, and so therefore they worked very hard, both of the strikers. So therefore the quality all around wasn't good. Not just because of the strikers, but because we didn't pass the ball particularly well. And, like anything else, it had nothing to do with whether they're local players or not, because they weren't all local players. You know, I never look at any individual. I look at the way we play as a team. And I try not to separate the team from, of course, we have Damion, Stewart, and Claude Davies playing in England, and we have local players. We have Nick playing in America. So therefore, I'm trying not to, and I never will, look at the way that any individual plays and say because he's local or because he's not local. What I'm saying is that as a team, we didn't pass the ball well, and that had nothing to do with local players. We were just off it in terms of possession tonight, but a lot of spirit.
If I may follow up, Coach, let's not say local-based players, right?
No players who play.
Right, but let's talk about the players, the rookies then, so to speak. I mean, who got an opportunity?
I don't think, once again, regardless of whether they're local or rookies or English or whatever, they're a team, and the team didn't play well. And that had nothing to do with the rookies or the experienced players, but us as a whole didn't pass the ball well. So, you know, obviously players with experience may have more experience in situations like that, but we'll never look at rookies or local players, whatever you want to call them. It's just that the team did not pass the ball well in the first half. Second half, in fact, with 10 men, we probably passed it better.
Damion, can you just describe the goal and how you found the opportunity at that moment?
Well, to be honest, I just told Jason that to float for the back foot, because I realized that they were vulnerable to the balls that in the air, because with me and Pepe in the box, I think we've got the height advantage and we can leap higher than, so it was a hopeful ball and that was the end of it.
Yeah, goal, the defender scored.
May I ask one question to Nicholas? You came in, we spoke just before you got into the team. In my view, you played pretty well. Were you a bit nervous, you know, playing tonight? And what is your view on your own performance?
I mean, as long as the team doesn't lose, I'm happy with that. I mean, I wasn't nervous. I was excited. You know, I mean, it's my first time representing the country. I mean, for me, it's a big deal. You know, so I was just excited to have the opportunity to play with these guys.
It's difficult for him, for the strikers, because when he got up to 10 men, we have to take a strike partner off, and then all of a sudden he's up front, working hard by himself. In terms of the quality that we know he has, which he showed tonight, he wasn't able to show it as much because we didn't have as much possession. So, you know, when he comes up to 10 men, it's difficult for the striker, particularly when his partner comes on.
Probably showing more by himself.
Well, in terms of effort and commitment, yeah. But I felt sorry for Roland because obviously Roland I thought they had a good partnership at times. We had one or two opportunities. They linked up well. And I feel sorry that we had to make that change.
So a sacrifice, in other words.
Yeah, you had to, yeah.
Question for you, Coach, regarding the sending off of John Davis. Obviously, the captain was in the first half. First of all, could you just, your impressions of the challenge? That's the second one.
Well, the second one, I thought it was a coming together of bodies. I think it was a 50-50, and he got there just before him. I don't think he body checked him. I think the lad was a little bit quick for him. I've seen yellow cards given for that, but I've seen yellow cards also not given, because both of them actually clashed, both of them got hurt. He didn't block him from going through a goal. And unfortunately these days, every tackle seems to be a booking. I thought it was a harsh booking. As much as it was a coming together of bodies quite physically, I think it was a complete accident. And I think that, you know, you can see, I've seen referees give them, but I've also seen referees use common sense in that Claude didn't mean to do it. And in fact, he probably got more hurt. So, you know, I thought it was a bit harsh the second game.
How did that, what, in terms of making the adjustment, obviously you sacrificed Roland Dean because of the sending off. In terms of how it affected the team, it was just before the half. What was the mood of the team going into the dressing room? And what is it that you told them?
But also, Andre Campbell had to be sacrificed as well, because then we had to bring on another defender. And if you're going to play three at the back, Pepe came on, and Pepe hadn't trained for I don't know how many weeks. And he just got here yesterday, didn't train, so he did very well coming on. And I said to them that this is how now we have to show our character. Every time I talk about the quality that we want to show, fine. But A, we were steady with 11 men. This may not have been our night with 11 men in terms of quality, but what else do we have? If you're not going to play well, sometimes you're not going to play well, what else do we have to show that we can get a result? So I wanted them to show character, and I wanted them to show belief and desire, and keep it at 1-1. So to go down to 2-1 and then do what they did, coming back from 2-1 with 10 men, particularly the mood at half-time, you know, shows, in my opinion, that Jamaican football, as we talk about Caribbean, has come a very long way. Because I can't imagine a Jamaican team to pass, under those circumstances, coming back to draw the game.
Coach, you know I've gotten this match out of the way. You know how El Salvador in Washington. What's the mood like in the camp, and what are you expecting in Washington?
Well, I always expect a performance. I like a performance of quality, and that's what we always expect, because I take for granted, as much as I'm talking about the character and the spirit that the boys showed, I know they have it. I mean, they showed it to me, and it probably surprised me a little bit in terms of how much, but I know they have it. So what I demand from them is quality, because I know that in circumstances like this, that they will fight, as we've seen since I've been there. It's all the last 3 World Cup qualifiers they have that. So we were going to be working on more quality in terms of more composure, because at times I feel that we were rushed, we panicked, we didn't keep the ball well, we made bad decisions. So, you know, we're just going to be trying to calm them down and play with a little bit more composure.
Coach, but since you're visiting here, what would you say about the fans and the support here? Would you say it's more of a comfort level for you versus at home? Were you uncomfortable in any way? Your team uncomfortable? Did you feel that you got the support from the South Florida fans?
We got the support tremendously since we've been here, not just tonight. We've been welcome. Wherever we've gone, they've supported us, and it's been fantastic. I don't think it's any more comfortable or less comfortable, because what I try and stress to the players is that whether you play at home or away, we demand the performance, and we should perform. We perform on the football field. We're not in control of the fans around us, whether they support us or not. We're thankful and grateful for the support. But we can't then say if they don't support us, we're not going to perform. So fortunately, they did support us, and in Jamaica, we've had the support since we've been there. But as we did in England against Nigeria, which was an away game, the players are showing me now, regardless of whether it's in the office or regardless of, because the Gold Cup is not at home. So we can't afford to feel that we can perform just at home, you know. So and they showed that to me since I've been here.
Take one more question.
Coach, I'm here for positivity. When you know the game that we played with Haiti, how do you expect?
How do I expect the game? Well, from the Caribbean Cup, obviously I've not been here very long, but I've seen a difference in the cultures of the football between the English-speaking Caribbean teams, the French-speaking, and the Spanish-speaking. So if you look at the way Cuba play, or you look at the way Haiti play, and the Jamaica, Grenada, and Indies are very different. We're very dynamic, very fit, very strong, very direct. They play a little bit more French. They're a little bit more composed than us, keeping the ball at the back, moving it around. But I expected a tough match, because I also was in Haiti last year, and if you know, with the under-20s, and there are 2 players here who I have, so I know they have a lot of quality, a lot of young, good players. So I expected a hard match. And I got it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.